Sorry, not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
Welcome to the Warehouse 15. And we have TJ and Coach Moreno, and I am the Grandmaster of Disaster, welcoming you all here again today. How was your amazing Labor Day weekend, Mr. Coach Moreno?
Mine was good. I was home this weekend. I got to relax a little bit, spend some time with my daughter, went putt, mini golfing. And then yesterday, actually, I worked yesterday. We had class. We had, not with our normal students, but with our athletes, because we had some people going to two different events this end of this week, President's Cup and another thing for USA Taekwondo. So didn't really want to miss last night. So, yeah, we trained, but very relaxing. A little rainy in the morning, but typical Miami Labor Day weekend.
And what do we got from you, Mr. TJ? What are you doing?
I got to take a little break this weekend. Nice little holiday weekend around some of the family. Sat by the lake for a bit, did some paddleboarding, hung out a little bit. So it was good. I normally don't take too many breaks close to competition, but I felt like I needed this one. I needed like a day or two just to kind of sit back. But we had a training this morning.
Grandmaster Press. This guy hanging out in Vermont, laying on beaches, man. This guy like going into Hamptons and stuff, man.
Can he go to? You can go to Vermont.
They had some golf balls this weekend. They got a nice golf course that's like 5 minutes from where the cottage is.
Of course they do.
I love Vermont. What part of Vermont were you in?
We were in Burlington. I think it's close to Burlington. I'm not sure. Alburg.
Nice. Did you buy a coat? They're a big coat factory up there. Burlington Coats. Did you not know this?
No, I mean, I didn't go to get a coat.
They got one of those Burlington coat factories.
Burlington is like, it might have started there, but they're everywhere too. We used to have them in Virginia as well. But a little bit rainy this weekend, but got some good weather on Sunday. Saturday, I think Sunday, Monday was pretty nice. Came back, had training this morning, but all good. How about you, sir?
Me, I took a weekend off. I went to San Francisco, enjoyed some beautiful weather, some beautiful food. I got my pizza fix. I didn't get my usual Thai fix, which I think I took Coach Moreno to. My wife, we had made a reservation, but then we ran around yesterday. And then I got some olive oil, some premium olive oil, because I like good olive oil. But it was a nice hot weekend. Got my bike ride in. Thought a lot about Taekwondo. And then I had an interesting exchange with Thomas Bay, I think is his name, the guy who's been the technical director for the PSS system for quite some time. He sent me a note. It was an interesting note and exchange because I like him and he's always polite to me. But he still doesn't understand the problem. But, he was like, it was better. And I go, doesn't score points. I said, the referees have been the problem and that hasn't changed. And
what was better though?
That's where we lose the problem, right? So when you look at the technical guys, my favorite conversation with him and the guys who was in charge was when I was with Jungkook Young and him, and we were standing there, and they gave us this long dissertation on how they had improved the system, and they had spent time in the laboratory, and it works now, and they did all this stuff. And this was in Copenhagen. This is way back when. And so we're standing there, and this heavyweight hits the guy. It's a big point, big sound, whatever. And nothing goes up. And so Jungkook Young and I both look at him and go, yeah, you need to go back to the laboratory.
Yeah, but back then, 2009, it sucked. It still sucks.
Yeah.
But, I mean, imagine.
Well, it still sucks, but I mean.
Who is this guy? Who is this guy?
Thomas. Let me tell you his name.
But he's currently in this role?
He's currently in his role. He is, let me tell you his name. You'll know him. Thomas BSR.
Oh, yes. He's a Korean guy.
Yeah, nice guy.
Yes,
nice guy.
Thomas. Yeah, you know him, Thomas.
He's,
you know.
I explained to him, he said there is a place for improvement on some aspects. Quite happy with the competition. Mujo operations improved a lot on the competition delivery since 2017. On my part, I'm quite happy. We've delivered the new app streaming very well. IVR very stable. And then I said, well, the referees, he says, I don't think the referees are corrupt. Rules are quite complicated overall. PSS needs to be improved for sure.
I can get down with that.
And yeah, and I like the guy. He's an optimist, but it still goes back to the problem when you don't allow the referees to wave off non-points and you start scoring things that aren't impactful, no pun intended, then the system doesn't work. It's basically bad point karate.
Well, I looked at a lot of IVRs, and I sent some to a couple of my friends, and I'm like, point or no point, and they're like, absolutely point. I'm like, denied. I mean, one of our girls, we'll talk later on, hit somebody in the face, broke her nose, and no point. The other one, so I just saw a bunch of that stuff. So the IVR, first of all, the headgears don't work at all.
There were some big shots. I think I sent you some over the weekend, but some big face shots that don't score. And it's like, there's no way that it didn't register ones. And I'm talking like head back, neck over, helmet to the side, and nothing goes up. It's just that part makes it difficult for me to even believe that they're thinking about taking the head protest card away.
Ooh, scared. I think that was going to be tough. Hey, Steve Young.
Yeah. I mean, that's it's a longer conversation. It's the one that we keep refusing to have. And the conversation becomes, what is Taekwondo? What should Taekwondo be? And what should you be scoring? And, we've now gotten to this place. They have a saying in Korean, which it goes something like this. We translate it. When it first starts to rain, everybody runs. Once you get wet, you start to walk. And they use it when they describe everything from prostitution to, the way people handle life. And it's true in this situation. People in the sport have gotten so dumbed down from what's possible to accept what is as what it should be, that they no longer are talking about what it was and what it could be. And so fundamentally, it started to rain. Everybody, including most of the USAT, they looked up into the sky like turkeys did during Ben Franklin's day, and they started to drown, and most of them died. But in this particular situation, they keep drinking the Kool-Aid and saying this is better. And it's barely watchable. I mean, I can't watch it. I joke a lot, but, I'll put, and I will continue to put Taekwondo up until about 2008, 2012-ish maybe, on a screen, and then watch this stuff. And so, we've gotten to a place where we become so numb that this is the expectation. We're trying to make this thing better. It would be as if, Coach Moreno, you drive that nice Mercedes, I think. It would be as if you had one triangle wheel on your Mercedes and you had 4 round wheels. And instead of putting more round wheels on your car, you put another couple of triangle wheels. And you said, well, what can I do to this triangle wheel and make it move better? You start rounding the edges. Well, lo and behold, over a couple of years, you'd end up with round wheels again. Unfortunately, I think we're going in the opposite direction.
So I know we're going to talk about some other things, but just on this, I can't disagree with you, on some of this stuff. But like, it goes back to the root of the problem. We have a PSS, and I don't blame the athletes. I don't blame the coaches. I'm a coach. He's a coach. He fought in the era. We all had to adjust, and it wasn't what we wanted to do. We had to. And I know what you're saying, because you're right. Because now we're kind of like, because TJ, just as well as me, we see some monster body shots and we don't even flinch. We see some scrapes that go up and we don't even flinch, right? We just, like Young is saying, we just kind of accept it. And that's probably not right, but I feel like the powers to be are so entrenched with what we have that we literally have no options unless there's a huge reset at the top. That's the only possible way. I feel like that with a lot of things that go on in Taekwondo. And Steve Young said something on a Facebook point and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, listen, I can't disagree with you about the PSS. The PSS do not work. They never have worked with body shots, with face shots. That's why we can IVR. That's why there are all these different things to look at. But it's just not a good system. So until they fix that, we're going to be stuck where we're at right now, accepting these things, like you said, Grandmaster of Disaster. And TJ, how many times have we just kind of like got numb to it and just say,
I think I think everyone in the world, but including myself, for sure, we coach around it. Like we kind of, you got to hit it flatter. You got to get your foot more contact. I think the goal, like that's what we just talk about a lot, like contact. It's definitely become a a kicking sport, and that sounds weird, but like it's pure numbers and I would say accuracy, but not necessarily accuracy because you're dealing with the difference in what scores, what doesn't score. I think it's just sheer numbers and sheer
numbers.
contact. Yeah, sheer numbers.
I agree with you.
Yeah, so I think it's like I think we talked about it before, but I think it's very highly cardio based, and right now with the 4 and 5 points, it makes it a little bit crazy because you can still be in a match and not do anything and then score a 5-point kick or a 4-point kick and win a round, you know, or change it completely away from where it was. So a lot of I won't say strange because I'm used to it, but a lot of rules that have put us here, and I don't see how you go the opposite way. It's hard for me to believe it's going to get fixed. I think the best thing would be go 3-2-1. I would get rid of the bonus points like they're trying to do, and then go from there.
I think you know what? This is the first time, and I mean, I know I've talked to Grandmaster Perez privately, and we've talked about. I said we're never going back. We got PSS. We're never going back. But he's like, why? And in this situation, I never would have thought we would have walked back 5 and 4 points, and we are. What if we get down to they're not scoring punches anymore? You can punch as much as you want. It's going to go to 2-1. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. Again, I'm just brainstorming. I know we got a lot to talk about. This is a different topic, but let's cut this off and get to the last couple of days of the Grand Prix and the President's Cup. What you think?
I got a chance to watch. Like I said, I got a chance to watch some of the earlier matches. I think I've watched a lot of 50, some of 58, a lot of 68, some 57 and 67 girls, but those ones. And 80, of course. I've watched a bunch of 80.
Well, 80 we talked about already.
Yeah.
What about 68? We got a new star in this Thailand boy?
Oof. I've seen him before. Star? He's a little tough. He's a little tough and rugged, right?
Yeah.
He's a little tough and rugged and doesn't go away.
When he won, this guy won, he went like this. He's from Thailand, mind you. As soon as he won, he was like,
oh yeah.
Yeah, he did that to the crowd.
I didn't see that.
To the camera. But first of all, he's huge. The dude is tall as a mug, boy. But
oh, really?
And his face, what I like, TJ, he never looked like he was breathing. That boy's like this. When they showed his face up, when they show him break, other guys are on their knees or putting their head down. He was just like, he never was in trouble. He looked real good. He looked like one of the upper echelon of people. If you tried to get tough with him, he was like, oh, you want to fight? Let's fight.
Yeah.
If you want to stand with me, let's stand. I really felt like he had a lot of answers for everything. So I don't know. I want to see him against the Iranians and the Russians and the Jordanians and I want to see him. I think he's going to be. This World Championships could be very interesting for this kid.
Yeah, definitely a longer 68, and the ability to kind of change his foot angle at the top a lot. He gets over like I said, we were talking about earlier. He gets his foot out there a lot. I like his pace. His pace is what I like the most, I think, and his willingness to fight still, even if he's up 3, up 4, he's still kind of going forward when he wants. I always think that's an interesting thing for 68.
I think on 58, I mean, staying with the men, real fast, we already did the 80. Let's do the men's side. 58, I was really disappointed with the men's final. I posted that on social media. The two Korean guys, I think they're the Korean style. There was no stepping. There's no explosion. They just walked up to each other and started kicking the crap out of each other. And it went 3 rounds. Bay won. I mean, like you said, from a volume standpoint, I can appreciate it. From not stopping the second round. He should have lost the second round, but to his credit, he kicked one more time and got the 4 points, and the guy went out of bounds, so he won it. But I wasn't impressed. I was impressed with the Kazakhstan boy. I think he beat. There was 3. I didn't think this tournament was so deep, but there was 3 Olympic champions. 3 Olympic champions that
58? Lost. Oh, in the whole tournament.
Yeah, in the whole tournament. Hold on for 1 second. Excuse me. You guys keep talking.
So I think it was 8. So I think 80. Who else lost?
8.
The heavyweight women's. Did she lose?
Heavyweight women lost. Taejun Park lost. Mm-hmm. And then the 57 we'll talk about later.
So what is that? What do you think that tells you?
Well,
that's the inconsistency. For me, it's
because the Tunisian.
No. But what does it tell you? So
about the
think
game?
About it. About the game. In other words, if you look at There's two
Honestly,
possible things. No, it's two possible things it can tell you. MMA, if you fight in the MMA, you fully expect to lose or win because it's such a hard game, contingent upon such a nice.
He's got a haircut.
Looks like TJ on top.
Come on, man. That's my baby.
Look at that beautiful.
That looks exactly like your
head.
haircut. Actually, it's the same color and everything.
In MMA, you fully expect to see wins and losses on a guy's record. It's almost impossible to be undefeated.
That's right.
Now, when you see other things, the other possibility is that the system of scoring points, is so happenstance, and there's such a skill luck factor that you get random results. So a guy that might be the best player on that particular day may not be able to prevail, or simply doesn't because the system doesn't work. He doesn't work the system well. It's no longer an athletic. I don't want to say athletic, but I'm going to say it. It's no longer an athletic endeavor based upon power, speed, and technical acumen. It's more about can you do certain things, tricks, if you will, that score points and hope they go up. It's a video game. It's like playing Karate Fighter back in the day, right? How many quarters does it take for you to win and continue to keep winning? How long can you play on one quarter? And I think that's really what it speaks volumes to. So that,
I agree with your first part. I don't agree with the second part because I think that first of all, like one guy, this is his first fighting since the Olympic Games. I'm not sure if the Korean girl, if it's her first, even though she made it to the final. But I think some of them are just a little bit out of shape and they're just getting back into it. Second of all, I think there's coming some new people. I think there's some.
Yeah. I think that's possible too. But you got to be in shape to fight this kind of fighting. I don't see anything, but I see ballet dancers.
No, young.
Maybe the cardio. Yeah, these are long distance runners, maybe. But I mean, these are not fighters. I wouldn't call them fighters.
Listen, again, we're going back now to that thing with the system. People play the system. I think there's some dudes and some women that could fight. I think Christina Ticho could fight. I know Enrique could fight. I know Caden Cunningham. Is that his name? Caden the heavyweight. I know he can fight. There's some dudes that can fight out there. But I know what you're saying, Young. But the cardio in this is nowadays is crazy.
So I think if you took a picture of the athletes that are currently competing, all of them, and you put them up on a website, and then you took a picture of K-pop, J-pop, day-pop, gay-pop, and you put them up, and you told people identify the fighters, they couldn't. They come up with a bunch of these guys would be just as good at being a K-pop band.
That's the same thing. Put some soccer players pictures up there. Put some high school kids up there, man. They all got messed up haircuts.
Soccer players are better.
Why are you trying to get off early today, man? Teach your son how to drive, man. Give him a car. You only have like 10 cars.
Oh my God. Dude,
like you got how many? This guy's got more cars. He's got a car for every day of the week, and his son, he got to drive his son around. Tell him to drive, man.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying. He can't pay attention long enough to pay attention. So, you know what I mean? Like, we got him a car. I just had the hood fixed. Like, I repainted the hood.
He got like 10 cars. For real. He got cars sitting around. I'm like,
they all have round wheels, though. All round wheels.
I don't use that one too much. I'm like, wait, those cars. Oh my
I think the
God.
change of I think the round and round system changes the kind of results too. I think it gets a little bit tricky like that. You know what I mean? Being able to steal around, hold around, go back to zero. I think that kind of changed. I feel like even earlier in the PSS generation, there was a lot of. It was easy to predict the bracket. I feel like you know. I mean, you knew who was going to get to those quarters. You knew who was going to get to the semis. You knew probably who's going to be in the finals and probably win the finals in most cases. I think now, because of the electronics and maybe because of the inconsistency in the scoring, a lot of matches are close when they shouldn't be, or they, or they aren't when they should be. Like whichever way you want to go. So I think that has a lot to do with it. I mean, yeah, I look at the brackets now and I'm just always unsure because I know anything can happen. I think the champions at the top are. Like you said, I think it's the rebuilding stages for some of them. So some of the bigger ones that are in these events, I'm not sure I don't think anyone's peaking for these, you know?
No, even for sure. 100% they're not peaking. And they're smart. Like I like to look and get the pulse on other countries. I mean, look how many countries that didn't show up from the Turkeys to the German, a lot of Europeans didn't show up to this because, there's just too much going on, and World Championships are not too far away, and blah blah blah.
Turkey wasn't in Charlotte either, right? Was Turkey in Charlotte?
Couple.
A couple of them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
That's what I was.
But I mean, I think, again, the 58's a Korea final. I think the Kazakhstan boy was pretty good. He's someone that I think people are going to have to watch out for because he's young, pretty fearless. Our two American kids lost to the same, two of the American kids lost to the same kid from Mongolia, which they were both in the matches, but they just couldn't pull it out in the last seconds. A little unfortunate, but so goes 58, right? That's how these matches are. And that Mongolian kid, while he wasn't bad, he definitely wasn't mid-level. So
he could play a bit. He stayed in the game and fought. I think both of those fights went 3 rounds each. Yeah, kind of the same thing. I think both of them were like down to the last second, small mistake, big mistake, whatever you want to call it, but getting scored on later, whatever it was. But but again, like you said, that's 58. That's 58. You either kick to the end or you might get scored on.
That's right. So, and heavyweight was interesting because you had the Spanish guy beat a Russian, and then you had Lauren, who's been an Olympic champion before, get the bronze medal. He beat Caden Cunningham from GB. I thought that was a pretty good match. You know what? I mean, I was telling somebody, people were like, oh, Lauren. I'm like, Lauren hasn't fought that much from Russia. And he put some points on the board. Like, I think he's coming into form again. He's getting a little old. I was going to ask you something about Caden. When you watch it, like, I think he's CJ-like in the sense that he's explosive, he's dynamic.
Can he do capoeira? Does he take his shirt off? Does he wear fur jackets?
No.
And does he rap?
No.
Oh, then he's not CJ.
I know. But I think he's a little unique in the heavyweight division. But I saw him fighting very slow this time, and he wasn't maximizing his physical ability and his talent, his advantage over the heavyweights, which surprised me a little bit. Again, it's not the end of the world. He fought, 4 matches deep into the competition, whatever it was. I know he ended.
I mean, I don't know much about him. I see him. I've spoke to him very rarely. But I know he's super competitive, and he always wants to win, right? I think, like I said, I think that goes back to maybe the preparation for the event in the sense of, he went and did MMA for 8 months. You know what I mean? He went to Thailand and did MMA for like literally 8 months. So I think everyone's kind of getting back into the flow of things. Like you said, I think he is what Cisse was when he first came into the heavyweight division. Yeah, kind of like a little too fast, a lot of different variations compared to the rest of the heavyweights. So he's always going to be a threat deep. I think with the bigger guys like the Simones and the Lauren, I think it becomes a little interesting. But he's one shot away from scoring 4 and 5s, and so I like watching him in that division. I think he kind of offers that same thing that Cisse did though.
Yeah. So the women, we talked about the 49 already. That was the first day. 57. Our Brazilian girl won for the second time in a row. A lot like CJ. I think it's interesting that this year she's fought the Rio Open. She won. Charlotte, she won. The World University, she won. And now here she won and she beat the Olympic champion. And you made a good point, TJ. In 2 Grand Prix finals, she shut the girls out.
In the finals.
Like China and Korea, good fighters. Shut them out.
Olympic champion.
That might be unheard of.
To go zero?
Shut out to go zeros?
Yeah. She got a couple gom jobs, and then the second round she got 4 gom jobs, kind of giving up time. But no headshot registrations, no carded registrations, no punches, nada for 2 straight rounds in the finals.
Yeah, Young, we were just saying that the Brazil girl won the 57. And
I saw that.
And she won Charlotte and this one. And both finals, she gave up 0 points. That's crazy that you give up 0 points. In this day and age, to not score a point is really, really rare.
And be an Olympic champion. Put that on there.
And this was the Olympic champion.
In the finals. After having a good day. Scoring a lot of points throughout the whole day.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
So she got a gold. I think that was pretty good. The American girl, Faith Dillon, got a bronze medal. She got a bronze medal at the Charlotte one. She's being very consistent. So she lost to the Korean girl and then won her bronze medal match pretty handily against the Tunisian girl. So that was pretty cool for her.
Yeah, the one or
67?
two match I saw, she was scoring pretty well. 67. Yeah, 67.
67 was Christina Teachout. She improved on her bronze medal from Charlotte. She won a gold medal. She looked very good. The girl that she lost to last time lost in the semifinals from Spain, and it was Spain and Uzbekistan. Uzbekistan won, and then Christina had no problem with the Uzbekistan girl, a little bit short. She really steamrolled. I mean, I'm gonna give her a lot of credit because I saw a difference in Korea than I saw in Charlotte. I felt she was way more composed, way more like structured, and still aggressive. Not wild aggressive, not like spitting at the last second aggressive, but just strong, bullying the girls in a sense, like, but in a controlled sense. Does that make sense?
Yeah, just like control will be stronger than every other girl that she's in front of. Made it look kind of like you said, easy steamroll.
Yeah, I mean, she was not in trouble all day. She was pretty solid. The Moreno girl from Spain, she got a gold. I would say gold last time. She got a bronze. So basically, her and Christina flip flopped. And the Uzbekistan girl is solid, but a little short. And then heavyweight was won by Russia.
Yeah, who were the other 67 is Chloe Chua and the other 67s for the US. Chloe Chua and there's one more.
Megan Riley.
Where's she from?
Megan Riley's from New York. She's from New York. She fought in I only know because I had a girl that fought her in AAU, both at nationals and at team trials. And she went over there. She had a rough outing. I mean, it was a pretty quick day for her. Both rounds were pretty she got dominated, but it is what it is, you know.
Yeah, it's funny. I got a message / phone call from over there with the 67s. Now that we're talking about 67, and one of the players in there was like Chloe Chua, 67 girl. She's on our under 21 team, and I guess I couldn't figure out how we don't prioritize, and was told that she was going to get coached. She ended up getting coached by someone else, but how we're not prioritizing coaching one of our people who are under 21 that's going to the under 21 World Championships. Is it? Do you think it's because of the same division thing, or what's that about? I mean, I know there were no other matches going on at the time. I know that everything was put into place for them to be coached by them, and it kind of was like a last-second ordeal.
Chua and Teachout were on the opposite side, so that wouldn't even matter to the final. So, listen, actually, again, because I was watching a lot of matches, I think she lost her quarterfinal match. I think she lost her third match. So she was. What I like about that girl is she can score. Like, she scores some pretty good face shots, and she has good timing of when she scores. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's close. If she's winning by a little bit, and she'll get that next shot. And I'm like, pretty impressive. So, yeah, I forgot that she was. I didn't think about that. She's on the U21 team that's going to a World Championships. I'm not one of those coaches. Seems to be coaching a lot of the under 21 people, both in the one in Paraguay. So, yeah, you think you would take a chance and coach a national team level athlete? That's a mistake by the organization, I would think, especially if you're there, you know, and you had one other coach there. So I don't think that's good.
No, it can't be good. I mean, it can't be good. I mean, you see the registration list,
especially when you coach other people. For example, I know the national team coaches coach a heavyweight male. That isn't even on the radar. So if they sit in that guy's chair, then they should sit in a under 21 team member's chair. If asked.
Like I said, I think there was like some email form that was filled out that said they were supposed to coach them and all that stuff, and then it kind of got weird at the end, and they didn't sit in their chair. They basically were told that they were busy. I think that's the part for me. I think either have balls and go, we're not coaching anybody but the academy, and just say it, or do the right thing. But don't like kind of lead people on a bit until they get there, and then they're like flustered and they're trying to find someone to coach them. And it seems very weird to me in that situation. And that, again, I know I harp on it a lot, but I don't understand how you don't want to be in that girl's chair. I'm sorry. If she's not one of our top talent, if we're talking about all that pipeline development, like the upper echelon special ones, then what are we doing?
No, she's definitely one of the upper talented people. I mean, whether you like her or not, whether you know her or not, she's one of the more talented people. So, again, this is that selective thing. Like, what I think this gives everybody the most frustration. Like, when am I accepted and when I'm not accepted? Am I accepted because I have potential, or am I accepted because I'll do what you tell me to do? Yeah. It was. It seems like they're taking some of these kids that are young and talented, and they better know what to do with them, because they're going to get them underneath their watch, and maybe they took them away from their home coach too early. And there's a lot of things that their home coaches understand about them and can give them, and that's why they're successful. Look at this kid. I talked about him last time, and I said I liked him a lot. Look at this kid, Victor. I don't think it's any surprise that he did well when his dad was sitting in the chair. His dad's sitting in the chair, and he just got him through those tough matches and, put him in a position to medal because he knows him. Maybe just because another higher profile coach sits in his chair, maybe he doesn't know what buttons to push. We talked about that at the Pan Ams. There was certainly, the coach had no idea what buttons to push for two athletes that have been successful in the Pan American region. And, both those athletes lost, again, coached by the same person. And one of them super early, maybe way too early. One of our up-and-coming shining stars going out early in the tournament, like first match early, shouldn't happen.
Yeah,
Right?
68 is tricky, but Grandmaster just said you just said such as 68. Such as 68's a monster. 68 is, I'm going to say, the toughest division in the world, because I think that's the one division you can see the athleticism, you can see the size, you can see a lot of physicality a lot of times in 68 in comparison to some of the other divisions. So, but that's 68 for you. And, that's where our earlier up-and-coming guys, but that's 68 Coach, for you,
I have this little formula. I always say, you have to, against the 50-50ers, we're just 50%, we're even. Me and you are about the same level. We're not high level yet. We're same. We shouldn't be 50-50. I got to beat this guy 90% of the time. I got to beat him 9 out of 10 times. And then I'll take my shot at those good guys up there once I get there. If I can't beat these average guys 90% of the time, what shot do I have to beat the good guys? And so that's the thing that I'll say with some of our people that drop matches to, again, these, I'm just going to say average people. Does that make sense?
No, I got you. I was about to say something different. Go finish.
No.
I guess not having, again, not that we don't, but I don't know if other countries do or how they do it. I feel like obviously we have a select few of whatever you want to call it, national team, training center, those athletes, right? We have that group, but I feel like for some of the other guys, and I'm just being honest, not to be rude or anything, but we're not on the national. Some of these people were going over to the Grand Prix challenges. We're not on the national team. We're not deep into the system yet. I think that's a big tournament. Like you said, I try to err on the side of, get the experience, do this, do that. But like you said, every experience for me is not a good experience. I don't know if there should be a selection, but I wish we could. And I say this as respectfully as possible. I wish we could fill some of those spots with quality situations where we are developing, and they should be bringing all those guys in. If you're going to do something like that, then all those guys that are registered should somehow be together, training together. And I still think they should work with the national team coaches at that point in some way, if you're going to do it that way, if you're going to do it that way. And I understand it's an open, I got all that stuff, but I don't know. I don't know what you do with it. Maybe I don't know.
Listen, the United States, again, I think there's a lot of talent here at a lot of different levels, and it seems like it's getting streamlined to the top, where you're getting 2 or 3 that are pretty consistent, and that's it. Everybody else is just inconsistent. They might have a great day, or they might just have a flop, and that's not a good place to be. I'd rather have you going 2 or 3 matches and lose, 2 or 3 matches and lose, 2 or 3 matches and lose, and all of a sudden you get 4 matches. But if you're one tournament, you get 4 or 5 matches, and the next first match, that's too much. There's too much, in between there. That makes me believe that maybe it's luck if you get that 4-match run off. Does that make sense? So I don't know. We're definitely in a weird situation, but hats off to CJ, hats off to Christina. She improved on her result. Consistent faith, got through her couple matches, and then got her bronze medal. So they equaled their output. Everybody in between, it's debatable. debatable what's going on with them. But getting back to that
turnaround for
Tua
the
girl,
President's Cup, right? Oh yeah, go ahead.
yeah, no, just get back to her. I mean, I think that's a misstep right there. I think that's a misstep, and I think someone should answer for that, and try to figure that out. So, because that girl is
Those are the
talented
ones
and she is on the national team.
And yeah, and for me, I think she's been around me. She's ran deep at the U.S. Opens and the other international opens, so she's had some good quality fights. I think that's the kind of person for me, that's the kind of person you want to get into the Grand Prix system. Obviously, I know she can still do it later with the points next year, blah blah, or this year, blah blah blah. But still, that's just one of those opportunities that, for me, is kind of important, and you get a chance to work with someone that's on your national team very soon later this year. Like, makes no sense.
I look at her, and I'm saying this again. I don't know anything about the girl personally, but if I see her, she's somebody that can go to a real Grand Prix and just have that day and be solid enough to kind of slip in for a medal. I really believe that because she's tall enough, she's technical enough, she's tough enough, and like I don't see her getting blown out too often.
That's a Rolling Stones song.
Yeah.
Aren't you tough enough?
Oh yeah.
Woo.
Well,
yeah.
Aren't you enough?
But quick turn for the President's Cup.
Yeah,
when you leave out there, I leave tomorrow. Yeah,
me too. Tomorrow morning.
Well, you guys are we gonna be able to do a podcast from there or no?
Let me know. We gotta know before. It's gonna be tough though. It would probably be maybe. What do they got going on Sunday? There's nothing on Sunday, right?
There's cadets and juniors
on Saturday. Oh, okay. I don't have any cadets or juniors this time.
TJ's staying longer, right?
I'm staying. Yeah, I'm staying afterwards for a training camp with some of the, I think, Peruvian teams. It's a good exchange for my guys. I think this for us is going to be like the last semi-big one of the year. I'm not sure there's much left after this, so this is kind of like the hoorah. We'll get the most out of that long flight / expensive plane ticket over to Peru, and then just head back home and probably go.
My plane wasn't too much.
Yeah, mine was like almost 800, 7 something.
800. You can't wait. That's a lot. That's not a lot. 800. You can't get to New York for $800.
Who can't get to New York? New York's cheap. Well, your tickets, you got to fly in the pilot's cockpit, sit on his lap. Is a whole different price. Well, I didn't know. Well,
you know why yours is so expensive, because you got to get out of Kentucky or Wisconsin or wherever you're at. You're in that. You got to take a boat to the plane. I mean, I get it, man, but like, geez, $800. It cost me $800 to go to Santa Barbara down here. You guys got that New York, North Carolina thing. I'm watching a television series about down where you're at. It's called Waterfront. You gotta watch
North Carolina?
Dude, it's about North Carolina. And it's really, most people haven't heard of North Carolina, I know.
Yeah. What time you leave Miami?
I think I leave at like
11:34. 11:34.
Yeah.
I'll see you there.
Are you guys in the same airplane?
Yeah, I go from here to Miami and then Miami to Peru.
Yeah, but he's in first class. You're in the back, aren't you?
Wait, hey, TJ, so you're on American Airlines?
American. Yep, I just looked at it right now.
What time you get in? We'll go to the
4:15.
No, in the morning.
Oh no, I get in at 9. I arrive at 9:30, 9:15.
Well, bring him a pan con bistec in like a cafe con leche.
We'll go to the lounge. We'll go to the lounge.
For sure, yeah. I think it's that. It's flight 1307. I think one of those.
Just call me when you get in. I'll be there. I'll go to the.
Well, I think we should think about. I got to go pick up my son, but let's get some closing words. Anything before you want to try to do a podcast down there?
We'll try. We'll hook up with you. So we'll try to, because maybe Sunday. All right. Are you busy Sunday?
No, good man, good. It's Sunday. I got nothing going on.
All right, we know you got to go, so we'll keep it short one. Thanks for hey. I just want to again say thanks for everybody, and let's give a shout out to Mark Warburton. I know you're doing a seminar at his place. Yeah. He got stuck in the hospital, man. He got some stuff going on, so hopefully he gets better. It's all the guys that have been reaching out and stuff like that, telling us we're doing a good job on our podcast. And
well, we're getting a lot of those notes, and I really appreciate the kind words. People say we make them laugh, and they're relaying the story. So just keep building that audience, folks. And there's always room for one more person on the podcast. If we can find an Olympic non-medalist, of which the USA Taekwondo has plenty, We'll welcome. Send us your Olympic non-medalist. You've got a ton of those. Let's hope that we can get an Olympic medalist this next games. With that said, this has been the Warehouse 15. Sorry, not sorry. Oh, nice shirt, dude. Where's mine? We're out.
Peace.
All right, guys. Sorry I had to be short today.